Hi everyone, this is Ayush Tiwari. I am a mechanical engineering pass out of 2021 batch. I did my MBA from IIM Ahmedabad and currently I'm working with Nestle.
Also, he got 99.99 percentile in CAT. इतना स्कोर कैसे?
Luck is a big factor. Companies and bigger companies.
Bro, seriously?
This was a tier 1 marketing company.
Is MBA important nowadays?
Just run after that money aspect that you just said.
Sir, what is life at IIM Ahmedabad?
In the first year, I did not have lunch properly किसी भी दिन. Classes attend करना is mandatory without however dead you are, however stoned you are, you have to attend the classes. Because I have seen people coming just literal high in the classes, just sitting and wondering what they are doing in life. I've seen that happen, and a lot of people have seen that happen. And
He cracked CAT with 99.99 percentile and got into IIM Ahmedabad. In this podcast, we have discussed about how to crack CAT and the IIM Ahmedabad lifestyle and everything. Also, he's an alumni of an IIT Raipur. तो आप यदि इंजीनियरिंग कर रहे हो और सोच रहे हो कैट परस्यू करने फिर एमबीए परस्यू करने का फ्रॉम IIM Ahmedabad.
Hi everyone, this is Ayush Tiwari. I am a mechanical engineering pass out of 2021 batch. I did my MBA from IIM Ahmedabad and currently I am working with Nestle.
Also, he got 99.99 percentile in CAT, right?
Yes.
Sir, इतना स्कोर कैसे?
In a nutshell, if I answer, it's a mixture of a lot of things. Obviously, preparation goes behind it, but there are a lot of other things. How your mindset is on that day, how your day is. Luck is a big factor. Hundreds of factors, but in a nutshell, if I say what is in my hand as a person who's preparing for the exam, it's only just my preparation and what my mindset is. If I'm sure that I want to get into a premier institute, my preparation has to be accordingly, and then my mindset has to be accordingly. So I think broadly that those two factors are the ones that drive you there.
Is MBA important nowadays? Because majority of the engineers wants to pursue MBA. The logic वो ये देते हैं कि like MBA के बाद there is बहुत ज़्यादा पैसा है. In a nutshell बोल जाए तो पैसे हैं बहुत ज़्यादा as compared to if you got into job after engineering. So that is one of the reason. But अभी recession भी चल रहा है. So sir, अभी would you like to say whether MBA is important or not?
What I've realized after getting out of an MBA is that a lot of people just get into MBA to just run after that money aspect that you just said. सबको लगता है कि पैसा है, and ठीक है, no doubt there is a certain percent of hike that you will always get after doing a professional course. But what is more important, and this is through the process that I've believed, is what is more important is what MBA gives you as a person. Matlab, the value addition that you get. Because money after a certain point in your careers does not matter. And you'll find that with a lot of people that you talk to who have worked in the industry for a significant amount of time. After a point, money does not really play a big part, because at that critical mass comes and you hit that income level where you're fine. MBA करना है नहीं करना है, the decision should depend on whether you really want to do something in the business field or not. It should not be based on the decision कि पैसा है या नहीं. Because if you do well enough in any field, wherever you find your skill set in, that field will give you money. But MBA particularly, people run around because, and what I've seen from engineering is because engineering does not give you that kind of in particularly in core, you will not get those big placements.
MBA after MBA that number that you get तो उसको एटलीस्ट 8-9 साल लग जाएंगे आफ्टर इंजीनियरिंग उसको नंबर को रीच करने के लिए.
Sure, but
बिकॉज आपने बोला ना कोर का, तो कोर का मेरे को पता है
yes,
कितना मिलता है
yes,
एंड एमबीए का भी कितना, तो
yes.
एटलीस्ट उससे 4 गुना बड़ा अमाउंट मिलता है.
Right. Again, the comparison becomes unfair if you compare NIT Raipur with a IIM Ahmedabad or a similar comparison, because you're comparing a a medium NIT engineering college to a premier institute. If you compare it to a normal MBA, to a tier 2 MBA college, it remains same. If you compare an IIT Bombay versus an IIM Ahmedabad, that comparison somehow similarly
IIT
makes sense.
Bombay.
Yes, because then you're comparing the first with the first.
Yeah.
Right? So then that comparison would make sense. And then if you look at the average packages there, you would find a lot more options, a lot more. अब अगर if I See, the problem with this comparison is, let's say there is a similar ranked, so NIT Raipur is what, an IRF ranked 60 or 70, somewhere in that range. If I pick one MBA college in that range, let's say 60 or 70, the average package there would also be 10 to 12. I can bet that, because I know NIRF ranked 30 colleges who have an average package of less than 15. So then, if you put that perspective in, then there you see the similarities. So people have to really understand that for you to get that pay hike, you have to get into the top leagues. अगर आप similar level of college में पहुंच जाओगे तो then that ROI will not fit for you. So that understanding is very important. And again, MBA, if you want to do an MBA, that should be based on whether or not your interest is lining up with your career aspirations. ऐसा नहीं है कि सिर्फ पैसा is one consideration, because if you get into one good college and you do land up at a good job, if you do not find your interest there, you will somehow burn out and you will just find options elsewhere. So that understanding is very important beforehand.
इफ़ यू वांट टू परस्यू एमबीए इन इंडिया तो उसके लिए बेस्ट होता है आईआईएम. एंड सर हैव क्रैक्ड IIM ए, मतलब IIM का भी ABC होता है, तो सर ने IIM अहमदाबाद जो टॉप का है विद द टॉप परसेंटाइल ऑफ 99.99. सर टिप्स और दे दो सब कुछ, लाइक हाउ टू क्रैक IIM.
The broad procedure is कि you have to sit for an exam. It can be CAT, MAT, SAT. uh, there are a number of exams. For IIMs, if anyone is preparing for IIMs, there you have to sit for an exam called CAT. Then you get a common percentile list, and then you have to sit for individual interviews of different colleges. So the first bit of it is the one which is broadly talked about always, the CAT. So broadly about CAT, about 2 to 3 lakhs last year was a big number. About 3 lakh aspirants took the exam. Then obviously, if you're targeting a premier institute, it is skewed, because IIM Ahmedabad, you talked about ABC combined in their flagship PGP course have a capacity of 1500. So everyone who's giving that exam, about 2,50,000 on an average, all of them want to sort of get into ABC, and the capacity of ABC combined is 1500. So that percentage becomes extremely skewed. So for any average Joe to get into these three, you'll have to be amongst the top 1% or even less uh, to fall under that category. And then there are other things to get through. So you'll have interviews. So broadly, the where the selection ratio gets skewed is the CAT. So again, after, if I dissect the CAT, there are three sections. One is BARC, which judges your English and comprehension abilities. Then there is DILR, which understands your problem solving, and then there is quantitative aptitude, which goes about your mathematical skills. So broadly, these are the three sections where you'll have to ace. Every section has an individual cutoff, and you get individual percentiles as well. Basis your percentile, you get a call from different colleges.
Any tips on converting a call into a...
If you are getting a call from a college, that clearly means that the college wants to take you in. Now they just want to understand whether you are doing an MBA for the name of it, or you really want to learn, you really want to do something out of it. So then it becomes, and in most cases you'll really just have a conversation with the professors up front. They'll just want to know you better, they'll just want to know your background better. If your story that you have in your mind, that I am doing an MBA for so and so reason, aligns with their understanding of an MBA, and whether what my story that I've developed in my mind, is it really going to add value to me. So in the end, they also have to deliver 400, 500 odd students who have to go out in the business field and do wonders. So it's a responsibility on the colleges as well. Simple answer would be that you just be honest, and your story has to be clear as to why I am doing an MBA, and that story has to make perfect sense in a career progression, that this is what I've done till now, and this is why I need an MBA, and after an MBA, this is what my life will be. So that if that story is sorted, you're in.
मेरे जो मेजोरिटी ऑफ द दोस्त हैं जो IIM घुसना इसलिए चाहते हैं ताकि वहाँ पे जाके वो जॉब कर सके, लाइक क्योंकि पैसे ज़्यादा है अल्टीमेटली इंजीनियरिंग से. बट मेरा मानना ये है कि यदि आप MBA में जा रहे हो तो आपका मेन पर्सपेक्टिव जॉब नहीं बिजनेस होना चाहिए या फिर स्टार्टअप में काम करना चाहिए. सर व्हाट इज योर ओपिनियन ऑन दैट, एंड आप जब गए थे तो आपको क्या माइंडसेट था?
If I were to say a vanilla answer that after MBA this is what everyone should do, it's not possible, because everyone has different skill sets, everyone has different characters, everyone has different backgrounds. So a person who comes from a business family, and you'll find this statistically, if you see, you'll find many examples where people who had already existing businesses have gone back to the business field, because uh, there is a significant amount of money to be created there. But when you see the other side of it, a big chunk of our population goes to service sector. So again, it depends on a lot of other factors. For everyone, they have to find their own. If you feel that you have a good enough business idea, if you have a real thirst for getting in the business, creating some value, and you are willing to take that risk, because there is an inherent risk involved in any business, then for sure go for it. But again, business is not everyone's cup of tea. A lot of people find their mojo in, just in the regular service sector, because if you find directors in XYZ companies, they've never done their businesses. They're managing someone else's business, but they're doing well for themselves. So that is also one good option.
There is an old quote: if you don't work hard on your dreams, somebody will hire you and they will make you work on their dreams. मैं ये इसलिए पूछ रहा हूँ बिकॉज जितना मैंने कल से आपसे इंटरेक्शन किया, यू आर 24/7 बिजी. मजाक से हटके मैं इतना बिजी नहीं देखा किसी को अभी तक. एंड दैट काइंड ऑफ शोज दैट यू आर like bearing a lot of pressures, and I guess you're doing nicely because you're smiling right now. ठीक है. What is your opinion on this quote? और आप इतने मेहनत कर रहे हो, अंदर से आ रहे हैं, काश मैं खुद पे कर लेता तो और ज्यादा ग्रोथ हो जाता.
No.
Any plans की like quitting or like doing something? Oh,
No.
okay.
Right now I am at a pivotal point in my career where I'm building things, where I am understanding myself as a professional. I'm understanding what my interest is, I'm understanding what my skill set is, I am understanding what is my USP in the industry. If I am getting XYZ amount of money in the industry, then I have to deliver an XYZ plus delta, right? If a company is paying me, let's say, 10 crores as a CEO of any wing of their company, I have to deliver 10 crores plus delta. That has to be my entire USP. And what is that? If I am in an industry for 20 years, what is that USP that I have that no one else will have? I'm in that zone of finding it. And this is a very uh, basic process that everyone has to go through, because if you are commanding a certain premium over the market, i am I come from an institute where I'm commanding a certain premium above the job market. Then why how am I justifying that? If the job market was giving 20 lakhs to an average MBA pass out, I was given 20 plus delta. How am I justifying that delta? Am I justifying that delta is one, and second, how far can I take that? So for that I'll have to work hard. And right now it's just been 1 year. I've just completed 1 year at my work in Nestle. I'm still in that zone of finding out what my capabilities are, what is it that I can do better than others, what is it that others can do better than me. Your question was that, am I working for someone else's dream? Right now, yes. Will I work on my dream? Yes, for sure, someday.
You're just gaining the experience by
Yes,
working in their company
it's
right
right
now.
now I'm building myself to be able to be valuable enough to work
Hmm.
for my dream.
Hmm.
My dream could be anything. It's a very dynamic process. It changes every week. Right, today my dream is something, next week it might be something else, and it's a dynamic process. It changes for everyone. So right now I'm finding my dream, and I'm building myself at the same time.
Sir, is MBA a good option in today 2024?
MBA is a good option any day. Uh, Given that you really want to do an MBA, if you really are MBA material, if you really are business material, MBA is a evergreen option. MBA is not, if people see MBA as just a placement agency, it's not. MBA is to specifically hone your skills and direct you to a certain entity. ठीक है. मतलब MBA will not really give you any revolutionary ideas. MBA will just take you who you are after we graduate or we work for a couple of years. We are raw in our understanding, in our thinking. MBA just shapes it well, puts it out in the industry, and then we find our own shapes. right? So MBA is nothing like a traditional engineering course. It's just, it helps you understand who you are, it helps you gain that understanding, and then you move out and you do your own.
सर आपने कब से स्टार्ट किया था एमबीए का प्रिपरेशन, लाइक कॉलेज में ना कि कॉलेज के बाद, एंड फ्रॉम वेयर एंड एवरीथिंग?
I started prep about one year back. So I was obviously I was sure that I have to do CAT, and I was a student at AB classes a year earlier. So 2020 November is when I gave CAT. Back in 2019, I started my prep here and there. Not very seriously, but 2019 was when I started. But when in November 2019 CAT actually happened for my senior batch, that is when things really got serious for me. I started really putting in the efforts, and so March is when lockdowns hit in for the first time, and that fortunately or unfortunately uh, put us everyone in cages, and that is really when I found my spot. Started putting in more hours. Fortunately, I got more time to put towards CAT. Um, so again, March or maybe April was when I seriously started putting some time. Uh, and so the preparation phase was just like I was starting from my studies. Then mid April to May was when I started giving mocks, and then started just giving mocks diligently. Was putting decent amount of time every day. Was very sincere with it. And yeah, till September, I realized that okay, I am going somewhere. I was not sure where I was going, and plus, to be honest, because it was just my only attempt and my first attempt at the time, I was not sure how much is enough. कि इतना करने से कितना आएगा was not a parameter for me. So I was just going around searching everyone कि इसने कितना पढ़ाई किया था तो इसका 99 आया, इसने कितना किया था कि इसका 95 आया. So there was no parameter for me to judge. Obviously I was talking to seniors and everything, but I did not know what is the top limit. So I was just doing myself. जो भी जो भी है आज का आज करना है, not thinking a lot in the future. Yeah, that was it. And 29th of November was a good day. Somehow made it through. Yeah, that's
ओके,
that.
सो व्हाट विल यू सजेस्ट, ऑफलाइन कोचिंग और ऑनलाइन कोचिंग, और आपने कहाँ से कोचिंग ली थी?
So I was a student of AB classes.
फॉर
I
कॉन्टेक्स्ट दर्शकों को बताना चाहता हूँ कि एबी क्लासेस जो रन किया जाता है वो अभिषेक सर है, वो भी हमारे एल्यूमिनी है, हमारे एनआईटी रायपुर के. एंड लाइक ही होल्ड्स द रिकॉर्ड ऑफ शोइंग कि लाइक मैक्सिमम जो आईआईएम में जाते हैं ना उनके कोचिंग से जाते हैं मैक्सिमम ऑफ दिस. आई गेस दैट इज द बेस्ट इन छत्तीसगढ़, एंड दैट इज
for
नियर
sure,
टू एनआईटी रायपुर
for
ऑल्सो.
sure.
एंड मेरे करंट ईयर में भी, एंड मेरे जूनियर में भी, एंड मेरे एल्यूमिनी में भी मेजोरिटी ऑफ देम, मेजोरिटी नहीं ऑलमोस्ट ही सब एबी क्लासेस में जाते हैं बिकॉज दे are very good at showing better results.
I'll tell you a very fun story. I seriously give a lot of credit, all of the credit to Abhishek sir for putting me in where I am. When I went to him for the first time, I gave my scholarship exam and all of that. So he was having a discussion with me, and I'm just telling it as an anecdote. So, and this is also to tell कि कितना what should people feel who are preparing currently. Agar if you are preparing currently, this is what my level was when I met him. So he asked me, what are you expecting out of MBA? Where is it that you want to end up? कौन से college में? So I said कि I am aiming at a 97 percentile, and 97 98 आ जाएगा, नीटी पहुंच जाऊंगा, fine with me. My benchmark was 98 percentile. मैं सोचता था 98 is the top limit for me. Uh, but he said कि 98 should be the
Least.
least that you get. It should be backup ka backup. That is when really I was giving a thought ki is 98 plus possible. And slowly and steadily when I started preparing and then
And
hitting
then
the
sir
marks.
scored 99.99.
Yeah, because it's I have said this to at least 100 aspirants who've talked to me personally. Anyone who's preparing right now, you really do not know what you're capable of. Just keep doing your work, and then that should be it. Coming to your question, sorry, offline is any day better than online. I have come to realize that online does have its own conveniences, but we lose a personal touch, and that personal touch is very important when you are working in an environment as competitive as this. You really have to see what the person beside you is doing. And that is why, so I was a student offline as well. I was there attending,
I guess they offer both online and offline
yes, right
classes.
now it's a hybrid model, but I was attending offline classes before COVID hit. And I really saw the difference between online and offline, and that is why I say offline, if you really can, offline is the best.
What will you choose? IIM का placement or IIM का circle?
Remove placement from IIM Ahmedabad, and I would want to live there forever. No doubt. IIM Ahmedabad, and for that matter, any IIM I can bet. Placement is one aspect of MBA. Fine, placement is a part of the curriculum. Uh, but what I took out of IIM Ahmedabad was not what placement was. Sure, a big thing. Yes, but if let's say tomorrow IIM Ahmedabad promises that we'll not do any placements, you just figure out on your own, but we'll keep everything intact as is. I'll sign up the next day again. You what you get out of IIM Ahmedabad, or for any for that matter any other good college, is not just friends, not just the friend circle, but everything around. The environment in general is. I have sat with professors and have had such deep conversations. I've sat with the admin staff. I really realized that IIM Ahmedabad in general is an entity जहाँ पे लोग are so proud about the institute itself. Because I, just for an example, the person who was हमारे यहाँ डॉम बाप डॉम माँ होते हैं वो the ones who
हाँ हाँ.
work, the dorm staff, they, so Govind bhai used to work on my dorm. He was working for what, 30 years. So all these entrepreneurs that you see, Ashneer Grover or whoever, you I'm just taking one name, but there are hundreds more. All of them, he's probably seen and had a chat with all of them for over the last 30 years. Everyone has that kind of, pride in their college, and that's something.
Things that we can't relate.
The environment in general, the philosophies that you hear, the people that you meet, everything. I remove placements and I'll still go to IIM Ahmedabad without a doubt.
जब मैंने जेई दिया था तो अपने को बोला गया था कि इतना पैकेज है, एनआईटी में इतना पैकेज है. फिर जब अपन इधर आए फिर पता चला अच्छा बेस क्या होता है, सीटीसी क्या होता है, इनआईट क्या होता है. सर हाउ मच मनी कैन अ एमबीए गाय एक्सपेक्ट आफ्टर कॉलेज?
Very fair question. What you've heard in engineering, the same goes in MBA. It's not as rosy as people make it to be. At least not in the middle leagues. So
गिव मी द फिगर्स ना.
I'll,
People are interested in figures.
I'll give figures for all the tiers. So let's say I'll divide it into broad two tiers. उससे ज़्यादा नीचे नहीं जाते. The first tier is the elite, the BLACKI,
ABCs,
the BLACKI,
अच्छा, हाँ.
SPGN, the top 10, let's say. So if you are in the top 25% of the batch, or top 50% even, you are looking at an average package of, I'm just talking about cash in hand before taxes, you are looking at somewhere around 27 to 30 lakhs per annum. That's before
CTC or in-hand?
in
In-hand.
so usually in
Okay.
Ahmedabad we don't get CTCs, because CTCs are not a legal term. We, a company cannot, any legal entity cannot enforce a CTC. Cash in hand is what can be enforced. So IIM Ahmedabad, we just got offers on cash in hand. How much cash is my account going to get credited with before taxes, for sure. So I'm just talking about cash in hand.
तो कैश इन हैंड को अपन बेस सैलरी कह सकते हैं?
नहीं. Cash in hand includes again a lot of other
Okay.
headers, but cash in hand will, broadly if I say, cash in hand will include base salary plus your HRA allowances plus your variable allowances, all of that included. But cash in hand is roughly what amount, and obviously then remove 20% effective tax rate over it. So if I'm saying, let's say 30 lakh salary, so about 6 lakhs will be deducted as tax. 24 lakhs you're getting at home at
मतलब
the end
महीने
of
का
the
2 लाख.
again, that महीने का 2 lakh is not, because there is a base. Your महीने का salary depends on the base. There will be bonuses that you get at the end of the year and all of that, but
हाँ.
अगर if you equate it,
सपोज आपने बोला 30 का सीट इन हैंड कैश,
yes.
तो उसके अकाउंट में कितना घुसेगा महीने के एंड पे?
Depending, everyone has a different cost structure, but 1.5 to 1.6 you should be getting monthly. And again at the end of the year bonus 2 3 lakhs 4 lakhs whatever.
सर व्हाट इज लाइफ एट आई एम अहमदाबाद? क्या लाइफ है, मतलब मजा नहीं लाइफ कैसे?
Malab, you are really pushed to the edge every day. In the first year I did not have lunch properly किसी भी दिन because so a very
सो दैट इज द ट्रुथ कि बहुत प्रेशर रहता है.
crazy pressure. IIM Ahmedabad is infamous. IIM Ahmedabad and Lucknow are infamous for their academic pressures. There is nothing more serious and pious in Ahmedabad than studies. Studies are taken very seriously. Placements come secondary. I've seen companies being rejected out of the campus because their presentation timings were clashing with classes. So they were companies and bigger companies.
Bro, seriously?
This was a tier one marketing company which was rejected out of the campus because their time was clashing with our classes. So it's that.
अलग ही स्वैग है.
हाँ, तो first year we have something called a surprise quiz, and a lot of people who know IIM Ahmedabad ka system will know this. So every day what happens is at our classes end at 12:15. At 12:45 we might or might not get a message, a surprise quiz at 1:15, half an hour later. अभी we never know उस surprise quiz में क्या होगा, वो कौन सा subject होगा, syllabus क्या होगा, nothing. We just have a surprise quiz randomly, and all those surprise quizzes add up to your final grade, and those surprise quizzes are actually big, 20% 30% of your final grades. So every day we had lunch, one phone, one hand here, the phone, just having lunch fast. 12:45 you never know what will happen. अगर आ गया तो just leave and run. Every day for the first entire year we had lunch in fear. A lot of days we not had lunch because there was a quiz, and it's crazy. But you get so used to it, you start enjoying it, and it's just the environment there is. You just go out, you start talking to people, you meet professors who've done crazy shit in their industry, and now everyone is so down to earth, everyone is so humble in the entire campus. You just have a ball. You just start talking to people, you'll realize that you've done nothing consequential in life. These guys are fuckers. These guys have done crazy shit, and still you see how down to earth they are. So it's something.
मेरे साथ भी ऐसा होता है, like the more I talk to people, the more I realize मैंने कुछ नहीं खाया लाइफ में.
and there's always
And one thing I've realized, जो जितना बड़े पोस्ट पे होता है ना, उतना humble होता है.
I have found those people. I hope everyone is like that, but the reality is not that. But yeah, it happens. A lot of people realize that okay, this is a lot of other factors. This is luck also.
सर तो आप अपना डेली शेड्यूल शेयर कर सकते हो क्या? सुबह उठो फिर ये करो, ताकि ऑडियंस को ना वो वाइब आ जाए कि मैं भाई आया अहमदाबाद में.
So I'll just share about first year because first year is same for everyone. Second year everything changes for everyone. So our classes I think started from 8:15, and we had just 3 classes every day, and it's a 100% attendance policy. You have to attend.
100%.
Yes. If you miss, you're done. Yes.
है.
So if there are only 2 grounds, like medical grounds, and you have a family wedding or something, which you have to share a wedding card for, and all of that.
Dude, literally.
There's a 100% policy. If you don't do, you get penalized for it. If you have
What penalized?
So there are grading systems designed as such that if you get so let's say there are 30 courses in the year. If you get 2 fail, you're done for the year. You repeat back. So if I fail 1, then I am just 1 strike away from getting out of the year. And the strikes are very serious, very serious. The academic integrity is such that if I've just copied 2 lines, I'm done. That's a fail.
Okay.
Direct. If I copied something, I plagiarized something from any text, I've copied something from others.
Okay. Exam
in my
में
exam.
Okay.
Because we have submissions on a daily basis. एक भी चीज़ अगर copy हो गई, it's done. It's a fail. And if I've missed a class, I'll have to take it up to the chairperson to say, okay, this is why I left the class and all that. So classes attend karna is mandatory. Without, however dead you are, however stoned you are, you have to attend the classes. Because I have seen, I should not name substances, but I have seen people coming just literal high in the classes, just sitting and wondering what they're doing in life. I've seen that happen, and a lot of people have seen that happen. And if 8:15, so I'll talk about my usual schedule, and you'll realize. So 8:15 is when our classes start. We just somehow make it to the first class. Then 12:15, three classes directly. We might or might not have a surprise space. So if the surprise space happens, it's from 1:15 to, let's say, 1.5 hours, 2:30, whatever. So now this is when your life starts at IIM Ahmedabad. You will at least have to dedicate 2 hours to your academic work after this. Even if you are the last ranked student, you have to give 2 hours easily, because there are academic pressures like that. You have to have submissions. You have to be present in class. You have to participate in the class. You have to be prepared for the quiz that is coming up. So at least 2 hours every day for studying is a must. Then there are 100 things to do. You follow your passion. You join clubs. You meet people. Whatever you want to do. Then of course, when there are placement seasons, the pressures are different. But otherwise, after this, you're on your own. You do whatever you want to do. You want to be a part of a club committee. You meet people. You talk to people. You go out. Whatever you want to do. So the usual nightlife is like we slept to, I think, 2 or 3 on an average. 2 to 3 is when we slept. 8:15 was class. So we'd wake up at about 7:15. Just run. And fun fact, so there are two campuses of Ahmedabad. A road divides the two campuses. There's an old campus, there is a new campus. Our classes were in new campus. It's a 15-minute walk to the campus. We ran. There's an underpass. We ran to the classes every day. It's really fun in the sense that you enjoy the process. So now, if anyone is sleeping at 4, वो सुबह क्लास में तो नहीं जाग सकता. But you have to be attentive in class. You have to participate in class. There are marks on that also. If you don't participate in class, you risk failure. So people would really be stoned and just saying random shit in classes. I've seen people carry questionable things in the classroom because they forgot that those things were in their pockets or bags. It happened.
वो थ्री इडियट्स वाला सीन याद आ रहा है कि
We've seen
प्रेजेंट से
worse.
दारू
We've seen
निकाल
worse. We've seen worse. And the professors are very chill about it. They realize. Very chill about it. And it's a very common practice that we do sit and enjoy with our professors. Not I can't say for everyone that we drink, but we sit and do enjoy with our professors.